How to Create a Glitch Monologues Season 3 Chapter 7. This is the 7th episode of Season 3 of How to Create a Glitch in the Matrix. In this episode we'll be elaborating on the manner by which direct and indirect ground manifest in the system. The path that we choose with others is determined by our projected ground. If we project indirect ground, that is, if we act on a perception of the other, if we build on an objective rather than a subjective, on reactive thoughts and feelings, then our experience of reality will be dialectical, antithetical, competitive and zero-sum. If we act on a subjective project based upon a suppositional thought or feeling, an internal state, then our reality will be molded by our subjectivity, by our projected supposition with reciprocation. In the one, we exist in a discordance in a consensual reality. In the second, our consciousness is mere contradiction in the face of the consensual reality. In this way, we determine the direction of causation and whether our experience will be defined by an anthropic subjectivity or whether it will maintain an outward-inward direction of causality. So, what is the shape of dialectical reasoning created by indirect ground? It is reactive, contextual, negating. It undermines our reason, negates our feelings. More importantly, it is zero-sum, competitive, created by a contradiction between two archetypes and the arising of a symbolic, polar characteristic to the narrative. The archetypal transforms into the symbolic as anthropic subjectivity transforms into an outward-inward direction to causality. Unity transforms into substitution and displacement. Ultimately, indirect ground leads to substitution and displacement, whereas direct ground permits reciprocation based upon a false perception of the consensual reality. How do you escape a reality which is zero-sum? The answer lies in the recognition that indirect ground is the pathway of attachment. It is the pathway of reflexive definition, of contrast and self-definition. The path of affirmation permits the filtering out of attachment through the broadening of consensual experience. Such is the path which escapes the zero-sum nature of indirect ground. Now, these two concepts, direct and indirect ground, the contingency and the supposition, presuppose a kind of dialectical process. The supposition produces the ground, then the contingency relies upon it. The contingency produces the antithesis and the antithesis a synthesis and so on and so forth. Thus, the dialectical chain represented by this process is degenerative from the ground, which is represented by an if statement. Now, since individuals maintain a species of thought underlying their action, this chain of reasoning pervades the very space their thought encompasses, such that the dialectical chain flows down a gradient towards some end state of maximum contingency, returning in the cycle to the supposition and recapitulating itself. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe.